Here to talk about the upcoming Michigan State game on Saturday are Rick Kessler and Scott Salowich.
Wow, thank you, Michael Buffer. I'm Scott, 1985 graduate of the University of Michigan, and the last time I missed a home game was 1978. This Michigan State game will be 221 in a row. And I've missed one Michigan State game since 1980, and most of those were wins.
Very good. I'm Rick. I'm a 91 graduate. I was on the 6-year plan. It was advanced courses for most part. I have not been to very many home games since I was a student. I've got a life outside of college football, but I am here to represent Michigan State.
And you brought your doormat, which is interesting. I've heard about this life outside of college football concept, but never really embraced it. And on Saturday, preparation for this video is rather difficult because a level of decorum, I think, is expected. And I can shoot for that now, 3 days beforehand. But by 2 o'clock on Saturday in the Victor's Lot outside Chrysler Arena, I'll be on go. Now, this is a big game for the Spartans. They only need to win 2 more in a row to even up their having lost 6 in a row into this accidental skid for the last 4 years. So this is a big one because next year's at home, and then they could boast of a 6-6 record in the last 12. That's not going to happen, as we all know, having seen the 2 teams play so far this year. And when it doesn't, again, congratulations on the 4 in a row. Michigan will at that point be 7-4 in the last 11 and 13-8 in the last 21. And that's a lot. So don't tell me about the streaks, is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, dazzle them with numbers. I get it, I get it. Michigan football has been buried the last 4 years. And I see nothing that's going to stop it from being buried one more year.
One more year, that's an interesting concept because that's really the timeline on this.
One more year.
Next year, Michigan will have a rookie quarterback and be playing in Lansing and might be a titch vulnerable again. And after that, I think the sort of batting 4 for 10 every decade for the last 40 years is going to be a dream for State.
We very much know the pains of a rookie quarterback. We also know the pains of having wide receivers with alligator arms. We know the pains of having an offensive line that sometimes doesn't have their skirt on correctly. However, all bets are off this week, right?
That's interesting.
Or all bets are on.
No, well, yeah, I always want to bet. And really, Vegas is lighting up the board for State, from what I heard. But Michigan was installed as a double-digit chalk. But
everyone likes their green Kool-Aid.
Again, that's what you're talking about, numbers, people. And the numbers aren't going to matter. I do, I mean, not to worship at that altar, but I'm quite certain they'll play their best game of the year this year. And really, they need to, because you want to establish an ability to win on the roads after completely failing at home. And I mean, the emptiness of the student section on Saturday for homecoming indicates a pretty bad sort of bottom line possibilities for the meaningless home games that are going to be left on the schedule after they drop their 4th game on Saturday.
The couches to burn were in high demand Saturday afternoon. That's where they were. It's homecoming. It's homecoming.
Well, it rained. And if you bring a couch outside in the rain, it's hard. They're hard to like.
It can be done.
This is working out well because I don't like being one of those people that dumps on cliches like couches burning. You're handling that very nicely, Richard.
No, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not a cliche there. And yes, I've burned a couch in my day.
Nice. Quarterback. Michigan has lost 4 in a row, and in one of those 4 games was a quarterback not starting his first Michigan State game. And that was last year, Robinson's second. And I thought Michigan State was man for man a better team last year. I don't think there's any disputing that, especially with the senior quarterback. This year, sort of the shoes on the other foot. I'm not positive Michigan is better man for man 22 people because we are playing people that are recruited by some doofus maniac from the south. But and Robinson has his foibles, and he'll have them against Michigan State because Michigan State quite obviously, has a plan for this cat and has held him down in the past. But he's still a senior quarterback against a first-year guy, and that's not a good matchup for State's strength, which is their defense. And Michigan's defense is playing well, but you think I'm going to jump around because they shut Illinois down? I mean, that's kind of silly.
The Michigan State defensive game plan, I can't see it changing this year from what they ran against Michigan's offense the last several years. Whenever Denard has the ball, they want to contain him and make him beat him with his arm. If he does that, then he'll throw his 5 picks like he did against Notre Dame.
Fairly possible.
That's the plan. Having said that, this year Michigan State has proven that they're in no way, shape, or form can you count on them to execute any game plan, regardless if it's a good one. On offense, Michigan State, they can't beat themselves, but that might not be good enough to beat Michigan.
I think Robinson, the Ohio State game last year was instructive for him because he did have to go outscore a team, and he did it. And that team, I think, had more offensive firepower than Michigan State's going to bring on Saturday. So Michigan needs to match the hate. I don't think they matched the hate last year, and it was a first-year coach. Okay, Schembechler lost to him their first year. Mo lost to him the first year. LC lost to him the first year. Rodriguez lost to him every year. And now Brady has lost to them their first year. And part of that is not understanding that you have to match the hate. But I don't think hate is going to be in short supply on Saturday. And I will do everything I can to make sure that doesn't happen.
The liquid hate doesn't count.
No comment.